Coming up on today's show, Audi announces a shorter range, more affordable e-tron SUV, but it's really all to do with German incentives. A Swiss family set a New York to Los Angeles EV Cannonball record in their Model 3, and we tell you how you can win a brand new Model S, Model X, Model 3 or even Model Y, all while supporting a worthwhile charity. These stories and more coming next. It's Saturday, and that means it's time for another news roundup show in the world of cleaner, greener, safer and smarter transportation. Thanks for joining me. Thanks too to the Electric Auto Association for sponsoring this show. Find out how you can accelerate the electrification of transportation today at electricauto.org. Thanks too to the Chicago Chesed Fund, who are also sponsoring this week's show. Enter their 5th annual Tesla raffle to get a chance to win a brand new Tesla. More details on that later in the show. Audi has officially announced it's bringing a cut-down, more budget-oriented version of its e-tron electric SUV to market in Europe. Called the e-tron 50, it will launch in the 4th quarter of this year. While it still has all-wheel drive capabilities, its battery pack will fall from the 95 kilowatt-hour pack of its big brother to 71 kilowatt-hours. Power output and charging speed are also slightly reduced. You might think that this is a way to get more people inside an e-tron, but the truth is likely different. This new model will sell for under €60,000, which will make it eligible for German purchase incentives that higher trim variants are not. The London Electric Vehicle Company, formerly known as the London Taxi Company, has just celebrated its 2,500th vehicle production milestone for its range-extended electric cab, the TX e-City. Offering a 33 kilowatt-hour battery pack and 110 kilowatt electric motor, that's alongside a Volvo-supplied 3-cylinder engine, the plug-in cab meets London's zero-emission capable taxi requirements and has been a big seller thus far. Aside from improving London's air quality, the LEVC says drivers are on average £100 better off every week, thanks to fuel savings from their new plug-in cabs. With a Porsche Taycan ready to get its official production reveal next month at the Frankfurt Motor Show, expect lots of Porsche news in the coming weeks. But one we didn't expect was this, a cameo product placement of the Taycan's precursor, the Mission E concept car, in a film. Yet that's exactly what we're getting, courtesy of the new Playmobil film. Yes, folks, the Mission E is going to feature in an animated kids film, and of course, there are going to be merch things coming. I've got to say, that's very different to Tony Stark's e-tron, eh? Set up as part of the deal struck by Volkswagen with authorities after the Dieselgate debacle, Electrify America has been installing high-powered charging stations across the US for the last year or so. While some are struggling with the network's overall reliability and complain about the cost of charging at EA sites, it now seems that EA is taking a step into autonomous vehicles too. Announced this week, it's going to partner with San Francisco-based Sable to build a robotic DC quick charging location for autonomous vehicles. Continuing its push into the energy sector, Tesla quietly announced the MegaPack energy storage product this week. Designed with a capacity of up to 3 megawatt-hours of energy storage and a built-in 1.5 megawatt inverter, the MegaPack is designed for massive energy storage projects where Tesla's power packs simply aren't big enough. Tesla says this utility-sized product enables 1 gigawatt-hour or larger projects and can be installed 10 times faster than the competition using a far smaller physical amount of land. After getting abandoned just before the holidays at the end of last year, a bill designed to make it easier for autonomous vehicles to operate on the roads of the United States is in the process of being revived. The US House had unanimously passed the bill in 2017, designed to make self-driving cars easier to develop, sell and use. But it had less luck in the Senate, where some Democratic legislators said that it didn't do enough to address some basic safety concerns. Now the bill is being revived with the hope that these concerns will be met. Sticking with politics, the Indian Finance Ministry has announced a slash on the goods and service tax, or GST, levied on electric vehicles and electric vehicle charging stations across the country. The new EV GST will be set at 5%, down from 12% previously. This is in contrast to the GST levied on new internal combustion engine cars, which sits at 28%. This drop in tax will certainly incentivise buyers, but as always, the challenge is sticker shock. To further incentivise buyers, an income tax deduction of up to 1.5 lakhs will be offered to offset the interest on an EV purchase loan. Tesla has acknowledged that there is a bug in the dog mode feature that it rolled out to its Model S, X and 3 cars earlier this year. If you do not have your Tesla's AC set to auto mode, the dog mode functionality may fail to work, something Elon Musk has said Tesla is now fixing quickly. Although dog mode has worked perfectly fine for many owners, I feel it's worth reiterating what I said when it was first unveiled. Never leave any living creature who cannot operate the AC, human, dog or otherwise, in a car on their own for long periods of time. It's just not worth it. Mercedes-Benz might still be working on the launch plans for its EQC electric car, with plans to bring the EQV minivan and EQA hatchback to market shortly after, but it seems there's another car in the pipeline too. Enter the EQS, a sedan that British magazine Auto Express says will hit the market in 2022. At the moment, we have literally zero in the way of images to show you, but Auto Express says it will be built on its own brand new platform. It will become the equivalent of an all-electric S-Class, with expected entry-level 350 kilowatt version and high-end 600 kilowatt variant. And now, it's time for those short shorts. The family of a Florida Model 3 owner who was killed when his Model 3 crashed into a semi-truck has officially filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Tesla. The car was operating in autopilot mode but deactivated 10 seconds prior to the crash by the driver. Chinese automaker Niro, in collaboration with gamer brand company Razer, have revealed a special edition of the ES6 electric car called the ES6 Night Explorer Limited Edition. Only 88 examples will be made. If you're the sort of person who has many zeros in your bank account, you might be interested to know there's now a mega yacht you can buy with a zero-emission electric mode. Enter the Wider 165, a plug-in hybrid yacht. If you need to ask the price, you probably can't afford it. Fresco Motors, a Norwegian EV startup, broke cover this week with a high-end sports car that looks very similar to a Tesla Model S. It promises a stoplight sprint of 2 seconds, a top speed of 300 kph, and a 4-speed automatic gearbox with overdrive. Oh, and portable batteries. EVs may be getting a larger market share, but there's still a lot of work to be done for EVs and autonomous vehicles to gain market acceptance. The latest study by JD Power shows EVs have more acceptance among car buyers than autonomous vehicles, but both could use some serious consumer advocacy. They may be super desirable, but Teslas are among the least stolen vehicles. That is, according to the data from the Highway Lost Data Institute. Teslas apparently have some of the lowest whole vehicle theft of any car. The most commonly stolen ones? American muscle cars, large powerful SUVs and pickups. Tesla confirmed in a new 10Q SEC filing this week that it abandoned $62 million worth of R&D efforts in the second quarter this year. The losses are related to solar and energy products, not cars, but it also lost $48.8 million in closing certain facilities. A Hyundai Kona EV hit the headlines this week in Canada after exploding in the garage it was parked in. It destroyed the garage in the process. There is very little known on this, other than to say that I've heard conflicting reports as to if the car was charging or not. More info when I have it. Chinese company Human Horizons launched a new car brand this week, and with it, its first model, the all-electric Hi-Fi One. It promises a whole slew of high-end smart vehicle tech, but it looks like a Model X had a one-night stand with a Faraday Future 91. Prometheus fuels hit the headlines this week with a claim that it can take CO2 from the air and turn it back into gasoline using renewable electricity. It's a process that's actually possible, but as our friends over at Green Car Reports detailed this week, is far less energy efficient than just using that electricity in electric cars instead. US Vice President Mike Pence has announced that troubled startup Workhorse has secured funding to purchase the former GM Lordstown plant. The company is one of 3 finalists to replace the postal fleet's trucks with plug-in hybrids. GM says the process has been progressing, but nothing has been inked yet. The new 2-year US budget just signed into law by President Trump includes a $1 billion allocation for alternative fuel infrastructure. While the wording is vague and could cover everything from CNG through to EV and hydrogen, charging stations are the most likely. Mercedes-Benz got into pretty hot water this week when it sent out a tweet acknowledging that the temperatures were hot and that its new bright red AMG GLA 45 would make things even hotter. After heavy criticism, it apologised for its massive tone deafness. Tesla's Gigafactory partner Panasonic published its Q2 earnings this week, and in them we learned that its automotive output has increased, mostly thanks to Tesla. Sadly, however, EV batteries remain a major loss leader for the company. Porsche has said it's now received more than 30,000 secured deposits for its Porsche Taycan electric sedan. The car will get its official reveal next month, with initial production volumes expected to be around 40,000 units per year. A Scottish council, which spent more than £130,000 sterling on a fleet of 4 BMW i3s, is getting some serious criticism after it was discovered that the cars have travelled a combined 350 miles in the 3 months since arriving. Angus Council said it had other priorities, but it is now using the cars more. And those are your shorts. There will be more next week. How long does it take to cross the US? The question depends on how you're travelling, and usually, with an electric car, the answer is longer than it would be with a gasoline vehicle. But a Swiss family have just set a brand new coast-to-coast record in their Tesla Model 3, leveraging its super-fast 1,000 miles per hour charging capabilities to cross from New York to Los Angeles in 48 hours and 15 minutes. It's quite an achievement for nearly 3,000 miles, but honestly, I'd rather take my time and enjoy the journey. And finally, if crossing the US by car doesn't sound like fun, how about covering 1,000 miles in a single day on a motorcycle? That's exactly the idea behind the Iron Butt Challenge, which 2 electric motorcyclists are about to attempt on their Energica electric motorbikes. Using the plentiful DC quick charging networks in Southern California, a test run resulted in 821 miles in 23 hours. I love riding electric motorcycles, but even I draw the line at a day in the saddle. My bottom is just sore thinking about it. And on that note, it's the end of this week's show. Don't forget to like, comment and share, and bash that notification bell. And if you'd like to see us make more videos like the ones we've been making this week, why not send us a couple of bucks a month through Patreon, buy us a coffee with Ko-fi, or visit our swag store and grab some merch. And of course, thanks to the Electric Auto Association for sponsoring today's news roundup. They've been advocating and educating the world about electric vehicles since 1967. And the Electric Auto Association believes the future depends on going electric today. You can find out how to become an EV educator yourself, discover a local monthly meetup, or just talk to real-world EV owners about what it's like to drive on electrons by going to electricauto.org. We are members of the EAA and we are fantastically proud to support this great non-profit. And before I go, I want to tell you how to win a brand new Tesla Model X, S, 3 or even Y, courtesy of the Chicago Chesed Fund and its 5th annual Tesla raffle. It's a non-profit organisation committed to helping families in crisis throughout the greater Chicago area, and it has more than 40 programmes and services in operation today. In the past year, it's helped more than 4,000 individuals directly and many more indirectly, helping them stay fed, find a job, provide mental health, Medicare assistance, and much, much more. This great charity is yet again auctioning off the chance to win a new Tesla or $50,000 in cash, with the draw due to take place on September 2nd, 2019. Usually the tickets are $100 each, but we have teamed up with CCF to give you a chance to get 2 tickets for $175, doubling your chances while saving you $25 in the process. To get your tickets, head to ccfraffle.com and put Transport Evolved into the coupon code section. You don't need to be a Chicago resident or even a US citizen to enter either, but there are a limited number of tickets, so make sure you get yours after the show. I've put a link in the description, so good luck. We're busy moving the studio next week to our new location. There's actually a video on the channel all about it, so I'll be back with the Roundup show in 2 weeks' time. In the meantime, have a great week and don't forget to be better, smarter, and kinder to one another. Keep evolving.